who wants to go and give a quick description, or just tell me what y'all think, what happens at My Rotary and why do we need to learn about it a little bit? Someone wanna give it a try? Anyone? You could even maybe use the chat box and say, maybe not the oldies in the group, but maybe one of the young ones that we have in the participants list. You want to give it a try? Are you scared or y'all don't want to answer? I am audible, right? Am I audible? Yeah. Can I get a quick reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. So I'm guessing y'all don't want to answer the question of what y'all think of My Rotary or what y'all think is My Rotary is, or this portal. So I'll give y'all a quick introduction as to what it is. So have y'all all been to the Rotary website? Yeah, rotary.org. Oh, we have an answer. Like a social media platform for Rotaractors to connect. Yeah, more or less, I think you could say that. It's a part of the answer. It is a platform for Rotaractors to connect, not just Rotaractors, but Rotarians, Interactors, anyone, even non-members could join this. So it is a platform to connect and learn, right? So thanks for that answer. Good. Coming back to my next question, have you all visited the Rotary site? It goes as rotary.org. Yeah. So your first task would be to log into this particular website. So it's www.rotary.org. So that's your Rotary website, right? So I'm assuming everyone here has been to this website at least once, at least to search something, at least to look up the focus areas, or whatever it is, at least to have a look at it. Maybe once you go into this, I'll actually start sharing my screen maybe so that right. Okay, so this is basically what you get when you log into rotary.org, right? This is like their page, their startup page that you get. And then of course, usually there are some pictures, like a slide of pictures, like a set of pictures that goes, and they have some statistics going on. They have some blog articles going on that you can read about. So yeah, I think it's a pretty nice website. And they also point out the focus areas, not Rotary focus areas per se, but areas that we as Rotaractors, Rotarians focus on in terms of causes or initiatives. We have a bunch of it here. And then you can also have their contact details and whatnot. So this is their Rotary website, right? This is not My Rotary yet. It's just the Rotary website, right? So those who are following up with a PC or even your phone, have you logged on to this site? Yes? No? Can I get a reaction maybe on the screen? Okay, so there's a thumbs up. I can see. Good. Okay, right. So I'm assuming everyone else is also following up. Because I mean, you can listen to me or you can listen to someone else, but it really, I feel like it would add value if you actually do visit this site and take that walk through with me, right? Okay, so now that we are here, you see this tab above. You see all of this from the page. You can, you know, go to the causes specifically. You can join a club. You can see all of whatever that's available in the Rotary website. That's a lot of it. We don't have to go through that because this is still not My Rotary. And then we go to My Rotary. There's something called My Rotary right here. So that's what we actually are going to talk about, right? We visit My Rotary. So I also preloaded the page in case they take a bit of time. Usually the My Rotary page takes a bit of time to sort of load up, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty fast today. Yes. Right, so I'm currently logged on to my Rotary page, which is why it says Sathma Jayasinghe right here. But if you haven't, let me just sign out and see and show you what it is, how it will look like. Okay. Right. So when you go to this, when you click on My Rotary, you get redirected to a different sort of website, right? It's not as user friendly as the one before. And this is basically your My Rotary platform. You can translate it into a different language. We don't have our typical Sinhalese English language because these are global websites, global platforms. So I'd suggest English. And there's a part that says register and sign in. You can donate, just like the Rotary site, you can donate to it. And when you open it up, there's all of these actions. Let's get into it a little later on. I just want to talk about the overall picture of My Rotary for the time being, right? So it says what My Rotary member dashboard is. It's a place for members of Rotary. So by Rotary here, they mean Rotarians, Rotaractors, interactors as well. So we are all members of the Rotary international movement, hence why members of Rotary, to access tools and information to make your membership experience better. So they actually give out a description of what My Rotary is, right? So essentially, yes, it's a platform to connect. It's a platform to make new friends. It's a platform to learn. It's a platform for different types of tools, and it's a platform to get information. You can register for an account right here. So I think there was a question that came in from the audience. How do you make an account in My Rotary? This is what you need to click: register for an account, right? So you don't really necessarily have to be a member, or you don't have to be a Rotaractor. Sorry, someone asked me a question. You don't have to necessarily be a Rotaractor or an interactor or a Rotarian to actually sign up for an account. I'll just have a quick run through of what it looks like. Again, anyone could join, and then you can later on go out and find a club that suits your needs, right? It's just a matter of putting down your name, your last name, your email address, and then you're done. Basically, it's just that, right? Very easy, very quick and easy. You can just register yourself for an account, right? I don't know if the person who asked the question is in the audience, but are we clear up to now? Are we clear up to how we make an account? Yeah, y'all can send a reaction, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Someone finally spoke up. I'm glad. Right, so that's how you basically create an account. let's say I just created my account. I'm just gonna sign into my Rotary very quickly. So since I already have an account, I could just, oh my God. Like I said, takes a bit of time. Hope it works. Okay, I think we are in. Yes. So I just logged on to my Rotary, my account, and it's pretty much the same site minus the register now part. And then, you know, since you're already a member, you don't have a description of sorts, but there's information, right? So these are sometimes these are some new additions that you have in My Rotary. You have a few featured links where you can get reports to COVID-19, where you could get media highlights, annual reports, access to these. So these are basically the featured or highly used links. You can go to your profile from here. You don't have to because there's another option to do that. But you also have some trending articles going up. So right now, the spotlight is at, of course, the Ukraine crisis, Russia-Ukraine crisis. So you can learn more about those. You can join conventions, international conventions, and you can also, you know, watch videos on things that are trending, conversations that are trending, interviews. You have your Rotary International President's initiatives and all of that. You have some announcements on and online tools as well, right? So this is basically like a summarized version of everything you can do in My Rotary put into the first page, because people are finding it a little tough to sort of go through all of these tabs and find your way. So for those who are struggling, you can just use the front page. You can go to whatever the online tools that you can, because out of this, of course, apart from the general information, guys, what's really required or what's really essential for us Rotaractors, or, you know, for the average user, I would say, are these and this. These are discussion groups, and these are the online tools. So let's look at them one by one. I think let's go for the discussion groups first. So you can access your discussion groups from here. If not, you can go to exchange ideas and go to your discussion groups. So what are discussion groups? Anyone who wants to unmute and answer or send a message on the chat box? Anyone?
Is it like a group chat?
Not necessarily. Thanks for that effort. I think that was a good effort. Yes. It's not a, yes, it's a conversation, like it says, it's a discussion. But it happens more like, I would say, kind of like email conversations. It's a little bit more formal. It's not a platform where you send out stickers and just, you know, make fun of your friends. Maybe those are just my WhatsApp groups. I don't know. So these discussion groups are a little bit more formal. They are essentially platforms for you to get, I feel like, information on things. Say, okay, you want to know how grants would work, right? Or you want to, you can even have fun chats. Yes, you can say cricket fans or football fans. You can create a discussion group there, and, you know, okay, right, we have this match going on, or we have something going on, you can have a discussion about it. So essentially, yes, they're not very quick and fast chats, but a lot of people, anyone could join any of these groups, and usually they are a little formal, right? So you can go to my groups, you can find a new group, you can start a group, you can even search for people. So let's go to my groups. I think recently I sort of right, I think recently I sort of removed myself from all these groups because usually when you're in a group, you get an email alert. You can even take it off, but I took all of myself from all the groups. But let's join a new group. Let's see. We can go to all groups and we can just join something right here. It up. Right. So when you go to discussion groups, under discussion groups, you have all groups, you have my group. So since I didn't have any groups, since I were not a part of any groups, my groups tab was blank for me. But once you join a group, you can see it there. So what you want to do is, if you're new to this, what you can do is you can go to all groups. You can even search for a group. You can just type in grants or cricket or football or whatever that interests you. And then you can search for it. Or you have a list of a lot of groups here. It goes on for pages and pages and pages. But let's have a look at what these groups are, right? You have friendship exchange of architects, right? It's in another language, so I'm not even going to try. You have friendship exchange groups. You have Rotary Business Connect. You have best practices, to talk about best practices, probably renewable energies, all sorts of groups. Rotary musicians, okay, that's an interesting group, so I'm going to go join that. There's 144 members, so you can create closed groups as well. Say if you want to create a discussion group for RID 3220 Rotaractors, you can create a closed group, but generally by default your groups are open unless you change it otherwise. You get a confirmation, you join the conversation. Right, okay. So in these discussion groups, of course, you can put up posts, right? So you can say, okay, we talk about music. Then we say we open up a discussion about jazz musicians, or okay. Similarly, going back to my previous example, say you open up a group for Rotaract 3220 discussion groups. And in that you can have posts. Okay, we have Know Your My Rotary session today. That could be one post. Who's coming? Who's going to be there? Who's going to do this session? You can talk about these things. Or you can say, you can open up another post saying, Rotaract District Conference. And there you can talk about, guys, it's coming up, what's happening at the 31st Rotaract District Conference. When is it happening? You can exchange these information. You can educate your friends, and you can talk about it. But of course, my suggestion would be to join discussion groups where there are foreign Rotaractors and get to know them. It really helps build connections with other clubs, other districts rather, right? So that's a fun thing. So in these discussion groups, we have quite a lot of posts. So I'm just going to join jazz musicians post. Okay, so this is just one post. Yeah, and then they just have a normal casual conversation. You can even put a post on your own, or you can even reply to one of these posts as well. So you can start up a new post. Hi everyone, I don't know, I'm probably gonna I play right. So this could be a post that I put up. I'm not gonna do it, I'm a little shy, but I mean it's a general thing. You could even yeah, you can even comment on or reply to other people, other posts, or you can start up your own conversation as well. So say there's a Rotaract 3220 discussion groups, and you put up a post saying, hi guys, when is Rotaract District Conference? And then people could respond to it. So it's kind of like like a, Yahoo Answers or Wiki Answers, or, something like that. But you can ask whatever the questions that you want. Usually it's a really good platform for you to ask about grants, available opportunities abroad, things like that. I feel like it's very useful for information that doesn't really get passed down a lot, especially when it comes to opportunities like grants, scholarship programs, fellowships, all of those, right? I'm gonna go ahead and post it up, see if I get any comments. Right. Okay. So you can also, like I said, start your own group. That's completely fine. You can start a, group for, football fans, or I'm sure there are quite a few, but whatever it is, you can start your own group. So these are basically discussion groups. Are we clear so far? Can I have a thumbs up? Okay, good. Thanks, Harith and Amani. Okay, great. So those are basically your discussion groups. Try it out if you all haven't. I mean, I was in a bunch of discussion groups at one point. Gets a little hectic, so many conversations going on, but it's also a great platform for you to learn things, to, talk to random people, random Rotaractors from around the world, make connections, all of that, right? So it's honestly a fun platform that you definitely need to try out. So if you haven't yet, I highly, highly suggest that you do. So yeah, that's basically your discussion groups. Let's go back to our homepage and see what else is there. I think Learning Center. Okay, we have discussion groups here. The others I won't go into detail apart from the Learning Center. Rotary Showcase is where you can put up your projects. Say, okay, I've come from Achievers. We have a project called Conquer Colombo. So in our Rotary Showcase, we have, we have a report called Conquer Colombo with a picture, with some descriptions and details about it. So people around the world can check it out and see what it is. And they could, see what the projects you do. So when you apply for maybe Rotary International Awards nominations, these little things also add up, so that people know when they look at it, the evaluation team might have seen it through the Rotary Showcase, so little things that makes a difference at the end of it, so that's a platform essentially where you can put up your projects. Right. See, yeah. COVID, it's also categorized, so you can find it by cause as well, polio projects, or yeah, so whatever the cause that you're looking for. Maybe if you want ideas, if you want to see what other countries are doing, what other districts are doing, this is a really good place to get inspiration. If you're struggling with project ideas, oftentimes people come up and say, we can't think of an IS project, we can't think of a PD project, we can't think of project ideas. This is a great platform for you to sort of get inspired, right? You can see what other countries are doing, other nationalities are doing, other communities are doing, and what causes they're following. It doesn't have to be the same project, of course not, but it's a platform for you to be inspired. So give it a try leisurely and see how it helps. Yeah, let's go back to the Learning Center, because I think that would be the most crucial for you. And I think that's a really, really great tool that anyone can use. So the Learning Center is essentially something like Khan Academy, or, have you all tried out Khan Academy? I don't know if it's still there. When I was maybe doing A-levels or so, or even like the first few years in uni, I used to be very active. Yeah, chats. Yes, okay. Right, so there are so many learning platforms, right? Similarly, this is a learning platform. It's not limited to Rotaract things or Rotary things. There are other things as well. Of course, there's no maths and science and all of that, but there are soft skills that you can learn through the learning center, like public speaking or communication skills, leadership skills, and all of that. Give it a second, guys, until it loads, like I said. Okay, so I need to update my time zone. So when you go to the learning center, this is what it looks like. So I've already signed up for this. So I, of course, get my notifications. There's a virtual coach, right? So this is basically following up because I've done some of these courses. I've gotten some certifications also. So they're just, sending up followers, following up messages and all of that. Clearly, I haven't visited in some time, hence the long list of reminders. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of like Khan Academy. So you have all of these courses, right? You have all of these courses categorized. Then you also have like a virtual bot, and you also have achievements. Like it's sort of like a game where you do certain things. You earn badges and points and whatnot. So it depends on how many courses you've completed and things like that, how many lessons you've taken. There are quizzes, how well you've performed in those, all of that, right? Okay, so I've completed one course. Okay, so you get, if you complete 5 courses, you get a badge, 10, a badge. These are all badges that you can earn. Really interesting stuff. Incomplete badges. Okay, so I have all of that, and there's also a leaderboard in terms of the points that you get. So it's kind of exciting when you get into the zone. So if you have a bit of free time and you feel like you want to learn something very, very soon, and to also have that feeling of gratification, that instant gratification, I think this is a great platform for you to try it out. For those who are in sort of like a slump, right? So we all have those phases where we are really productive and then we are suddenly not so productive. We have low points in life where we feel like we don't really, we're not using, our abilities to the best of it. And you feel like you need a win. I think you can try the learning center, or you can try doing a course then, because like I said, there's that instant gratification that you get after you complete a course. That sort of builds up that confidence. I'm sorry. It builds up that confidence. So then you can get back onto your productivity schedule. So let's go back to the course catalog. Right. So of course you can try and have courses in additional language if you all do speak some other globally known languages, but you can also read the English ones, which is what I usually do because I don't know any other languages apart from Sinhala and English. So you can try out any of these. You can go to professional development. If you want to learn about the Rotary Foundation, I think this is a great way to learn about the Rotary Foundation. Who here knows what the Rotary Foundation is? Yes? No? Anyone? No one who knows Rotary Foundation? We have presidents, secretaries, elects. You're, of course, not to deviate too much from the conversation, but you all have all heard about Elevate Rotaract, right? Again, we have presidents, secretaries, president-elects. So I'm sure you have heard about Elevate Rotaract. Yeah. No? Can I have a yes or no in the chat box? Don't worry, I'll connect the two. I'll ask you, I'll tell you why I brought up Elevate Rotaract suddenly, in reminding you of the fact that there are payments due for Rotaractors coming up.
Elevate sounds familiar. I can't remember what it was though.
Okay, good enough. I'll take that. So of course, you can, talk to your presidents and your clubs about what exactly Elevate Rotaract is. But because of it, do you all know that you all have to pay a small due or like a subscription fee going forward? Or am I bursting your bubbles? Am I just introducing you to something completely out of the blue? Something completely new? Okay, right. Yes. So guys, because of Elevate Rotaract, of course, as a part of Elevate Rotaract, there's a small fee or there's a small membership due that we have to pay, right, as Rotaractors. So who's collecting these dues? Who are we paying? We say Rotary International, yes, okay, fine, but what part of Rotary International? So I'm guessing you all don't know this, but we're actually paying the dues to Rotary Foundation, which is the financial arm of Rotary International. This is where they collect and keep and handle all finances of Rotary International. Of course, with thousands and thousands of Rotaractors, Rotarians, Interactors all around the world, you need to have a designated arm to handle these finances, right? And grants and project accounts and all of these. It's a massive load of finances being passed down, right? And being handled. So in Rotary International, the financial arm is called Rotary Foundation. So that's something a majority here didn't know, right? But if you want to know, you can try out one of these courses. You can go to the Rotary Foundation and quickly let's have a look at it, and you can educate yourself about what goes on here, right? You can know about their fellowships or peace fellowships that they do. These are basically the scholarships that you get. Early on, I think maybe a month or maybe a couple of months back, they sent out an application form where you could apply for the peace fellowship. So you can get to know all of that. So that's basically like a scholarship to either USA or usually it's USA, but it could be other places as well. And you can know all of these, what happens in these, and fundraising if you want to know ideas. So a lot of clubs come and ask how you raise finances, especially given the fact that we have Elevate Rotaract and that membership due coming in, right? But if you want to know fundraising basics, you can simply go to these e-learning platforms that Rotary gives, and then you can quickly follow this quick course and get a certification, and you can know all about it also. So basically what happens here is that you can enroll yourself into courses. So as you can see, I have enrolled to fundraising basics. I have enrolled myself to Rotary areas of focus. So let's try and enroll into something new. So I'm going to go back. I don't really like Rotary Foundation. So I'm going to go do something else. Okay, I'm going to enroll in a service course. So there are so many courses here. There's Youth Guide to Service. Okay. Okay, increase your impact. This is a very nice area, I guess. So I'm going to go and get myself enrolled. So you click on it and then you enroll. You also can see what the learning structure is. You have 3 topics, and you can also see what goes inside and who's doing it. Right. Okay. So I'm going to enroll myself and let's see. You can enroll and do it later on, which is what I've done in some of these courses, or you can just go ahead and begin as well. So let's try and do that now. So like I said, there are 3 areas, just like in Khan Academy, how you have lessons, sort of segregated. You also have something similar there, something similar here. So I'm going to try out the first one. I kind of want to try out this, but no, let's go in order. Okay, So we can begin. You can also download these. There are downloadable material as well. Yeah. You can also have a look at that. But let's just go to the session very quick. Okay, you can see once you've downloaded, you can download your certificate once you complete it. Since I clicked on it, I think yeah. So you can have all of these videos, you can watch them.
I'm going to give you just a little bit of background about myself before I jump into this, only because I think 1, 3, 5
so it's
years,
a whole different, it's like a whole presentation. And then once you're done, you can even download your certificate. Let me show how it is. So you get this e-certificate, very quick and easy, like I said, instant gratification. And it also has your name and everything, right? Technically I cheated my way right now because I didn't sit through this, but this is just a demonstration, so you all don't have to necessarily do that, right? So this is one particular course, but there are also courses where you get to sort of interact. There are quizzes, there are these, you know, like it's an interactive platform where you get to sort of mark things, you get to, you know, match things. It's really, really fun. So I can't obviously pinpoint and say these courses have that and some of them don't. But yeah, I mean, some of those are interactive. So let's try out one more and let's just see if there's anything that's interactive. Oh, exploring the Black experience in Rotary. Let me try it. Sounds interesting, so I'm going to do that. Okay, it's also a video, unfortunately.
Welcome everyone to
President, both Black women and
nations. I have my friends in India, I have my friends in America.
So much fun. And that's why it's great for not only for
right. And then there are a couple of lessons, of course, under each category you have usually okay. Okay, this is just a feedback form, but similar to this, even inside lessons, sometimes you get interactive platforms where you can tick things off. You know, you can sort of interact with the lesson. Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. Just gonna put to go to emails. Right, and then I'm not gonna fill it up, but yeah. So and then you can just download your certificate. So it's very quick and easy. And it's like all, you know, 5-10 minute courses that you can complete, or very, very, like, that feeling is really nice in terms of finishing something off, you know. And also it's information that's nicely done, you know, nicely communicated to. So, you know, whenever you have questions on certain things, little things that you don't really have a platform, you feel like you don't have a platform to ask, you can try and see if there's a course in the Learning Center. So that's basically the Learning Center of My Rotary. Again, it's an amazing tool if you can use it. I myself don't use it all the time, but I have used it and I have gotten certifications and things. And, you know, it's honestly a great platform for you to learn little things. There are things like public speaking, public image, how to do PR, service aspects, training, okay, general things also. Creating an inclusive club culture. I mean, unless there's a Rotaract event where we talk about these things, you don't necessarily get a platform or an opportunity to discuss this, right? How do you diversify your club? Things like that, you don't really get this information elsewhere unless you specifically go and arrange a session or a webinar. You don't really get this information, right? But it's available, it's readily available It's just that you didn't know. It's just that you don't know it exists. So try it out. There's so many interesting courses. Go through them, enroll yourself, and try it out. It'll be fun. So yeah, that's the Learning Center. Do we have any questions on the Learning Center? See if there were any questions. That was okay. So I get a DM that says all clear. Can I get another confirmation? Maybe one more confirmation, a thumbs up at least. Okay, all good. Right. Thanks, guys. Okay, so that's basically the major things that that I think the team wanted me to cover. But there were a few questions that came in. Let me also try and tackle those. Let's go back to Rotary. Also, this acts as a different platform. So you have to sort of go back to My Rotary. So it kind of feels like we are dealing with 3 different websites in terms of look and feel. So yeah, we're going back to My Rotary now. Right, so there was a question that says, is it possible to delete an account or merge it with another account of the same user? In terms of deletion, it's not, okay, let me show you some of the settings that's available, right? In your profile, you can update certain things from, contact information. Okay, see, I have a, your joining date. I could add my professional experience, my areas of expertise, and all of that. And in terms of your account, you can donate, and your account actions, basically it says if you have discussion groups going on, connections, people could message you. You can even delegate tasks via My Rotary. So all of that shows up here, right? And in terms of your account settings, once again, it's a matter of changing your password, your email, your security questions, and all of that. Discussion group notifications, I've ticked it off. Like I said, it gets a little hectic, but yeah, so all of this information. So no, there's no easy setting for you to go and quickly delete your account. But if you really want it, you can contact them. You can talk to either you can go through this, or you can reach out to their support email and then ask them to take it down. That takes a bit more, it takes a little bit more longer than usual, of course, for them to get back and review. They might ask you why. All of that is there, but you can manually do this process. Or if not, if you're a little tech savvy, you can of course go through a third party and then delete your account. But by default, they want to join Rotary, not leave Rotary. So there's no easy option for you to delete your account. In terms of merging, it's really one account per email. Say you have an account and then someone else tries to add you to a portal and say you're president or something, that will be automatically linked to your profile. Say my club goes, the president before me was Hamdan. So say Hamdan goes back to the year 2018 and says Sathma Jayasinghe is the incoming president. So my account and the person and the email that is there basically gets linked to one another, right? Because it's the same email. So that really depends on your email address. So those who are handling My Rotary, when you do enter emails, make sure you enter the correct emails, because if not, things get a little difficult. You will have to talk to them again, write to them, and to change it's a whole process that I actually had to experience. So yeah, it's a whole thing. So make sure when you're entering emails, make sure you enter the right emails, the working emails of people. If not, you can't really, they won't notify you saying it's a wrong email, but you can't really create an account because it's not a working email. But in your list of members, it says it gives out a wrong email. So it's a whole thing there, right? So make sure you enter correct emails of members that you're adding. I don't have any other access right now because I'm not a club president. I'm not a district official who has access to membership details. So I don't really have administration authority right now. So I have a very basic profile. But say I was a president, I would have club administration access basically, right? So I can add people, I can take people off and all of that. Right now that doesn't really pop up for me because, like I said, not a president. Right. So yeah, sorry, that was a question. I hope it was answered. Any whether there are any certifications available on the platform? Yes, the Learning Center certifications is what you can get. Like I showed, you can get one of these lovely looking Rotary certificates. You can of course get a printout if you want to, or you can use it as an e-certificate as well. It has your name and everything. This is of course the name of the account. So if you have something else, that will pop up here. So yeah, that's basically the certifications that you can get from the platform. And there was another question. Are there any new advancements to the My Rotary platform? Any new advancements? Nothing too major, right? It's not something crazy, but I think one of the features that I really like is information on COVID-19. I think that's I mean, you go to one of these known websites and you can find out these information, right? There's like a tab that says you can get the latest COVID-19 updates from this link, or they have all of these. So I think that's something proactive. That's something new they've added. Of course, it's not new anymore. We are all used to COVID-19, but that was quite recent, of course, and I think that was a nice touch. Yes, apart from that, I don't think there's something very new. I don't have any messages, so you can also try out that option if you want to talk to anyone. A lot of people have this question: how do I make connections with other clubs when it comes to IS projects and IS related things, right? So my recommendation usually is to be in Facebook groups. You can join World of Rotaract Couch, and you can even go and do exchanges. Like I personally know that my club has done even club level exchanges, member exchanges, solely thanks to Rotaract Couch and things, right? So even you can even reach out to people through your My Rotary platform. It doesn't have to be Facebook alone. Usually Facebook is a little bit more responsive. People are much more active on Facebook than they are on My Rotary. So, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, right? You can talk to people via the My Rotary page as well. You can, kind of acts like an email thread. You can talk to other districts. You can reach out and carry out projects, make connections, and try and find twin clubs. You can actually, there's a club finder as well. Let me see if I can recall. I think it's in Rotary though, not too sure. There is a club find if you want to find a club. Yes, club finder. You can even search the members, and you can get in touch with people. Don't misuse it, but you can always use these tools to reach out to other people, reach out to fellow Rotaractors from other districts, and make those connections. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's basically about My Rotary. Yeah, see, if you want to find a club, you can obviously find by name. And if you want to filter out, say you want to join another club or a satellite club, say you're moving to another country and you want to find a club there, that's something you could do, right? You can say, okay, wherever you live now, how much of a distance you're willing to go, what kind of a club that you want. There are also satellite clubs. You can put down your meeting dates, all of that, and you can just find for a club, right? So that's your club finder feature, which is not a new feature. It's been there for a while. I'm just touching on that as well. I'm not going to go into brand center. I think maybe the PR directors might have, heard about this. This is where you get your guidelines and whatnot, right? You can create your own logos. If you want to get a club logo done, you can use this. If you want to get the people of action template, you can use that. So it's basically it's used by I'm sure it's used by your PR directors, but it's more or less things that we use in terms of logos or people of action templates. And if you want to know guidelines, you can also go and download that as well. Yes, so that's basically the features that you have in My Rotary. I think for me, at least, the most useful one was the Learning Center and then discussion groups. Try it out if you haven't, because I think these are little things that really adds a lot of value. And you being a Rotaractor and you being a Rotarian, maybe these are little things that you can benefit out of, and these are little privileges that non-Rotaractors don't have. So utilize them, and yeah, and help yourself, benefit out of them, benefit out of the tools that's provided. So yeah, I think I covered the points that I was supposed to. Are we clear on so far what we've discussed, or is there anything else for me to clarify? Are there any questions?
There was a question to kind of touch upon the PR related section, if it's
Okay.
possible.
Okay, so brand center, right? So yes, the PR related section in My Rotary is called the brand center of Rotary. Like I said, so I just skimmed through, but I'll go into a little bit detailed, right? So let's start off with logos. So when you go to the brand center, you can say you have a club logo, no? Rotaract Club of Colombo West or Rotaract Club of Srivas Langa Business School. This is where you sort of drop in, you type whatever you want, or the club name basically, and then it has a logo template, and then you get it according to that, right? So you have Interact, Rotaract, district logos, and all of that. Rotary. Let's go for a Rotaract logo. So it's basically like an online tool that you can use to get your logo done. It takes a little bit of time. I think one of the biggest downsides to the My Rotary platform is this time consumption. Like, it takes time to load. So I think that's one thing maybe they could improve on. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's not working for me. So like basically it's like going to an online platform and typing in whatever you want. It will adjust itself to how it should be. You will have your Rotaract. Okay, yeah, finally going in. Right, you can get like a all black, all white, You can say achievers, or let's call it Rotaract Club of Achievers. Or Rotaract Club of ABC. And then you get a logo, and then you just download the file, right? You can download it in PDF, JPG, PNG, whatever the file format that you want. And you have your Rotaract logo, as easy as that. There we go, right? So you have your logo templates. Similarly, it's a similar process for people of action. I'm not sure if clubs are still doing it. Back in my day, when I was a president, there was a Rotary citation for us to have at least 4 of these people of action posters going up on social media every month, right? So it's not like we can, I mean, there were clubs who made this by hand as well, but you don't have to. You have a template for it. There's a Facebook template, there's a print ad template. Let's try the Facebook template. So what you do is you just upload the picture, and then you have that wording in front. So say you have about 6 types of people of action posters, like together we connect, together we save lives, or together we whatever it is, right? Only this text changes, and you can add, you can upload your own picture, and then you can download it. So that's another tool that we can use. You can still use it, definitely. And then you can discuss, or you can basically learn about some of the branding guidelines that we have in Rotary. So it's like a post basically that you can learn more about how do you promote Rotary and all of that. Websites, downloadable materials that you have, all of that. So it's basically a lot of information on the Rotary brand. Materials, you can see what's there. You can get leaflets and brochures and things like that. Let's have a club resource. So if you want virtual backgrounds for meetings and things, you can download, right? So these are all resources. If you want a background for virtual meetings, you don't want to make one. It's readily available. You can just, if you want a flag or whatever it is, membership card, again, you don't have to make one. It's all readily available. So you can use the brand center. You can use your resources from the brand center and download whatever you want. It could be leaflets and things. It could be printable things like artworks for mugs or whatever it is, right? There's so many assets and resources that you can use. It's just a matter of downloading. You don't need to go through the hassle of creating your own. But I think a lot of us want to create our own, but in case you don't want to, you don't have to. Right? These are basically ads. And then you also have, images and videos about Rotary that you can download if you want to show off to your friends. If you have a session, you have an orientation, you want to discuss about Rotary, but you don't have any videos, you can share some of these content. You can just download and show these, images and videos that's readily available. Let's look at some images that they have. Oh, quite a lot, right? So when you're making annual reports or proposals, if you feel like you want pictures from Rotary, you can easily go and download some of these. Yeah, I don't know if you all know, but for some of my documents that I've used, I've also downloaded pictures from Rotary, especially for proposals, for applications, whatever it is. You can have some quality content from this, because it's like basically a royalty-free set of pictures that you can use, right? Yes, we want to use our own pictures. You want to use your faces, our Sri Lankan people, all of them are Rotaractors, 322 Rotaractors. But in case you want some generic pictures of Rotary and Rotarians doing some good work, you can download some of these pictures and also videos. Right? These are some 30-second videos. You can have it in so many sizes also. Very, very useful. Again, some royalty-free content whenever you want to attract members, orientations, whatever the project proposals, all of that, right? You can have this content, you can get it downloaded and just use it. Well, yeah, I mean that's basically about the brand center. Was that enough of a clarification on what the brand center does? Yes, no, not clear. Yes, okay, good. Any other questions? Anything else that I can clarify? Again, guys, you all don't have to stick to the only tools that I've discussed today. You can try it out. You can see what's there in tabs. If you want to look at some international assemblies, conferences that's available, you can connect with other clubs. You can raise money for projects or donate to Rotaries. You can apply for grants. There are so many opportunities. Just give it a try. Go through these tools and whatnot that you have here. Try it out. Just click on things and you'll find out more things, of course. Right? Again, things like applying for grants, no one's gonna pinpoint and say this is how you do it. Something that you have to sort of look for it, unless you ask. Of course, if you come and ask, yes, we will support, but I mean generally it's not really discussed openly, right? We definitely should. I'm not saying we shouldn't, we absolutely should, but right now you don't see a lot of it. So, but if you spend a little bit of time in My Rotary, look for these opportunities, you'll know. And for me also, I was quite late to sort of know. Even when I was a president, I didn't really look into it, but I think last year maybe is when I actually found out how useful My Rotary can be, and all these tools when I was a district director. So, don't be late like me. Try and use these tools, try and get the best out of it, from now onwards. If you haven't before, from this point onwards, try and use these tools, because you never know, but it's actually really helpful. I mean, finding royalty-free pictures and videos, like things like that even, right, could come in handy all the time for those editors and PR directors, IT directors out there. Could be really useful, right? So just have a look around and sort of go through, get yourself familiar with the tools and where things are and all of that. And I think that's the best you can do. Yep, I believe we can then wrap it up.
Yeah.
Back to you, Dirima. Yes.
Yes, so thank you so much, Sathma Jayasinghe. We really appreciate it that you gave us, like, on a Monday evening, you were able to accommodate time for us amidst your busy schedule. And it was a very insightful session. You almost covered like all the areas that's up there on the My Rotary platform. And also we will definitely forward any other queries that we do get through from our members. And also, guys, thank you so much to each and every one of you who joined our session amidst the power cuts and all these issues these days. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you once again, Sathma, for your wonderful session.
All right, thank you so much for having me as well. Hope everyone has a good day.